Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the MORryde AllTrek 4000 Suspension Equalizer. Now, our previous equalizer here, you can see that it does have rubber, and that's going to allow this to kind of move up and down and have that cushion. These are pretty loose here, which is fine. It does have that movement, and each of them are about, I'd say, 1.5 inches. So you have some movement up and down, and that's where, putting it side by side, you can see the AllTrek is not only, it seems like it's a little bit taller, but that's because you have 4 inches of movement here, because you have this rubber that's supporting that weight, and as this moves up and down, it's going to be nice and even. It's not going to be sloppy, and you're going to get more of that suspension travel, which allows your suspension to move a little bit more, giving you a better ride overall. And that's going to not only make for a smoother ride and kind of just be easier on your camper and its contents, but also that's going to transmit all of that energy up to the pin box. So it's really going to cut down on that porpoising, because the suspension can kind of settle out and take those bumps away from your connection point. Now, this is bolt-on installation. In fact, you can reuse your old wet bolts. What I've found, you might want to pick up a new wet bolt kit while you're here. That way you have, all new components and new hardware in place. Now, it's not required to have a cross-member kit as well. We are going to be putting one on here, so yours may not look like this, but it is not required to get this installed. Not only are you going to get more suspension travel, allowing the suspension to work better, but you also have 40% more rubber absorbing those shocks. It's also going to be progressive, so as it kind of presses up, it's going to fight against that and really settle out the suspension. So having a little bit more cushion and more travel just means that suspension can really do what it needs to do. Now, this does come as a quantity of 2, so it's going to allow you to get your tandem axles set up with one kit. But if you do have a triple axle, you are going to want to pick up another kit. That way you can get all of your equalizers done. Installation is pretty straightforward. You are just kind of bolting it in, and you will have to get your old wet bolts out, which kind of can be a struggle, and you will have to obviously take your wheels off and be able to support the axles. You might want to have a floor jack ready too, just to kind of move it as you need to get some of your hardware in place, but overall it's not too bad to do. Now, here's what they're going to look like installed, and this is going to be a great, pretty easy upgrade to install. It's going to give you a lot better suspension because of the ability to have a little bit more travel, and that just means a better towing experience overall. And that was a look at the MORryde AllTrek 4000 Suspension Equalizer.